On this day in history, September 13th, 1609, Henry Hudson reaches the river that would later be named after him, the Hudson River. Included in the following is an excerpt from the 1944 edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica, going over the history of the river. Verrazano proceeded a short distance up the Hudson by boat in 1524, but the first European to demonstrate its extent and importance was Henry Hudson, for whom the river derives its name. The Dutch later settled the valley. During the early days of colonization, a settlement by the Dutch and later by the English, the valley of the Hudson provided a natural highway to Canada via the Lake George, Lake Champlain route, and to western New York via the Mohawk Valley. During all of the early wars on the North American continent, the valley was a region of great strategic importance. It has been used in exploration, in war, and in commerce. Water transportation of the river itself and later on via the Erie Canal to the Great Lakes played a most important part in determining the location and building up of the great commercial, industrial, and transshipment centers at the mouth of the New York City area. The Valley of the Hudson has been the scene of many important historical events. During the Revolutionary War, an enormous chain was stretched across the river between Gee's Point and Constitution Island to prevent the passage of British ships. Benedict Arnold, while military commander of the forts in the locality, planned to surrender them to the British. He made his escape from his quarters on the east bank near the site of the village of Garrison to a British ship anchored in the river below. Fulton made his first successful experiments with steam navigation on the Hudson River. Washington Irving, who is buried in Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, has memorialized the valley in his stories. A highway bridge crosses the river at Bear Mountain Park, located on the river just above the naval station at Iona Island. This park is the summer playground of the people of New York City. Above Cornwall, the valley slopes gently away from the river, and the scenery, though not tame, cannot compare with the grandeur of the lower river. The Catskill Mountains are visible to the west. At Cornwall, the river enters the northern portals of the highlands between a series of hills, whose precipitous sides often rise abruptly from the water's edge. For about 16 miles, the river scenery is magnificent. Below Peekskill, the view from the river continues beautiful, but the banks are less precipitous. Beginning at Piermont, on the west bank, are the famous Palisades, which extend some 13 miles along the river to the south. These rock cliffs rise precipitously to a height of over 500 feet above the water. New York City, with its teeming millions and its enormous skyscrapers, is situated at the mouth of the river. A suspension bridge connecting New York City and Fort Lee on the New Jersey side was begun in 1928. Tunnels, or tubes for the trains, of the Pennsylvania Railroad, interurban electric lines, and vehicles have been constructed under the North River connecting New York City with the New Jersey side.